So what's a perfect day? Does it even exist? This is something I've been thinking about for a long time. Now, I'm not a time blocking guy. I'm not a day planner guy, but I am a person who, if I have something scheduled in my Google Calendar, it is definitely going to happen. So I've been thinking about this. How do I make my day efficient and I am not controlled by this, right? So I sat down and said, how can I get the most out of my day? What does my perfect day look like? So I got a pad and I'm writing down all the things I want to accomplish in a day. And it's scattered, it's chaos, right? There's no planning. So I was like, all right, well, there's too much chaos here and there's too much organization and there's too much just rigidness on this side. So I had in the back of my mind, and I was with my mentor, and he was talking about how his morning routine is 4 hours. And then something kind of just clicked for me. So I started talking to my wife, and I'm like, what if we could just segment the day and leave like some variety in each of these different areas? So what I came up with is something that I call 8-4-8-4. Now, as everyone knows, there's 24 hours in a day. Now, some people, I've heard this before, they break it down into 3 8-hour quadrants, right? 8 hours of sleeping, 8 hours of work, and then 8 hours on your own. But I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense, right? Like, it leaves too much open. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, your perfect day is 8 hours of sleep. Now, numerous studies have been done of how much you sleep determines the longevity of your life, quality of your sleep, what kind of lighting is in your room, the mattresses, the sheets, things like that, how cold it is, do you have, things to make sure the air is good. So you need your 8 hours. Then I said, the morning routine is so important. Now I'm going to do an entire video going over the morning routine. But just to go over it a little bit here, you need, for me, most people who have a morning routine that's on point, they're starting at 5 a.m. and it's going anywhere from to 9 o'clock. Now, I know a lot of you have jobs and that may not work, but in my morning routine, for instance, it even includes dropping my kids off to school, because that's a very important thing for me to do. So those were those 4 hours, right? So also in your morning routine, you're moving, whether it's a workout or a walk and talk, you're meditating, you're journaling, you're reading, you're getting yourself weaponized, as my coach likes to call it, weaponized and prepared for the day. Rather than waking up 10 minutes before you gotta go, pounding coffee and hoping and praying that you're gonna be the most ready version of yourself for all the things that you have to take on. So the morning routine, I'll go so much into it, it's an hour video on its own, but I think we could all agree how important starting your day is and how it's been proved over and over again that the most successful people in all areas of life have their morning routine on point. So you have a 4-hour window right there. Then you have generally 8 hours of work. Now, I'm an entrepreneur and I own businesses, so I have some flexibility, but I still need time, because too much flexibility actually promotes getting nothing done. If you have too much time and have no sense of urgency to do something, you become very inefficient and unproductive. So if you take a work day of 8 hours, it's usually broken down right in the middle with lunch. So if you break down like a hour lunch, you got about 3 hours on each side of that lunch to get work done. Now, how much work does anyone really do in a day? If I put cameras on every one of you and you take into account the amount you look at your phone, check your email, talk to coworkers, eat food, take breaks, go to the bathroom, answer emails, answer the phone, how much actual work are you getting done in your 8 hours? So I was like, if I could get 2 hours of real work, like meetings, clients, helping agents, helping people in my coaching, if I can, making appointments for strategic partners, if I can get 2 hours on each side of lunch of real work done and 4 hours a day of work, beautiful. So now you have your 8 hours of sleep, your 4 hours of your morning routine, and your 8 hours of work. And then you got your 4 hours after. This is my most fun and enjoyable 4 hours. If you do all of this right, the last 4 hours is the time to connect with your significant other, with your children, to plan vacations, to go out to concerts, to go on a date night, to enjoy your life, right? And that's some things you don't enjoy in those last 4 hours of the day. So I'm all about blueprints and just frameworks, right? And then plugging in things at work. Having a plan, but also having some spontaneity and some variety in there. But at least when you wake up, you know how your day is going to go. And that is how, if you can you underestimate how much you could do in a day and overestimate how much you can get done in a year. And that's why having just this framework of 8484 will show you that if you get a lot more than you think's capable done in a day, and you actually happen to life rather than life happening to you, you will build that consistency that we talk about day after day after day, and you will get done. You'll get more done in a week than other people get done in a month. You'll get done in a month than more than other people get done in a quarter. You'll get done in a quarter what other people get done in a year. And you'll enjoy yourself, have purpose, meaning, and you'll have intention rather than just let life happen to you. So I wrote down my day. Now here's what's interesting. When you really start breaking this down, you start saying, okay, what if I woke up and in my whole morning routine, I didn't look at an email or a social media post until I was on my way to work or after I dropped off my kids? How would my life look like? What if I looked at email only at 9 a.m. when I got to work, 1 p.m. after lunch, and 5 p.m. when my day was done? What if I said, you know what? That's all I need to do. If someone really needs me, they'll call me. So what if I just had intentional life? And whereas what I do in those time blocks may be different from day to day, but at least I know where I am and where I'm supposed to be. And if I have to tweak it, I can tweak it. And I still leave Saturday and Sunday for you to do whatever you want. You know, this even works for eating. I had a doctor friend once tell me, guy was in his 50s in amazing shape, and I was on a boat with him, and he's having a cocktail, he's eating sweets, and I'm like, Doc, how the hell are you in such great shape at 55 and you got a drink in one hand, and it wasn't a donut, it was like a pastry in the other? And he was like, Dave, I am super dedicated and focused on my health from Monday to Friday afternoon. He's like, I don't drink, I don't eat dessert. He's like, I'm eating salads and salmons and meats. He goes, but once Friday night hits, I eat and drink whatever I want. Saturday, all day, I eat and drink whatever I want. Sunday brunch, I eat and drink whatever I want. And once Sunday dinner hits, I'm right back on the schedule. So he's like, if you take Sunday dinner and you replace it for Friday dinner, I'm basically 5 days out of 7 on a schedule. And then I get to enjoy myself for those 2 days. And that stayed with me. And that's what this 8484 looks like for 5 days a week. and you can get so much done. Because what you don't realize is in your morning routine, you're gaining so much power, certainty, and focus for your day. There's a saying, control the morning, control your day. The quality of your morning determines the quality of your day. Early bird gets the worm, whatever you want to say it. There's an Instagram post for every one of these. 5 a.m. is when the successful people get up. But these are all cliches because they're true. So, morning routine, you get powerful, and then you come into work and you have a totally different experience. Don't forget, you also went to sleep and got your full 8 hours. But you still got to get all the demons and all that garbage in your head out. That's what your morning routine is, to get clear, to get connected, to get intentional, to be present. You're meditating, you're journaling, you're getting your body moving with an activity, you're connecting with another person. Then you're into work and you're ready to go. You're already primed. So you come in, you bang out your emails, you have your meetings, you get your 2 hours of work done. You go into lunch. Lunch is not even a thought. You have it prepared. You're meeting someone for a business lunch. Boom, right back in, check your email, get your 2 hours. And 5 o'clock, you're pulling into your garage and you checked your last email and you're ready to go from business primed person to smiling, fun, not bringing stuff home with me. The person you have to be for your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend and your kids. And now you're looking at like, hey baby, we going on date night tonight? Are we gonna go to a comedy club? We're gonna go dancing, we're gonna go see a concert, even though it's a Thursday night. Or you're eating in and you got, what are we playing? We're playing Sorry a lot now, me and the girls and my wife. You're playing board games and you're having dinner and you're doing homework and you're totally there. You're not doing homework like this, and I've done this. It's do that, Ella. Sorry. And then you that's not present and intentional. Right? We've all been there. You're literally having fun and you're like, yeah, so give me the answer. I'm gonna work you through. And you're focused. You're right there. You're able to put the kids to bed and now have great discussions with your wife or your husband, and you're talking about things you want, like the traveling you're going to do, and you're setting up dinners with friends and everything you want to do in life. And then when you're ready to go to bed, if you want to get some extra credit, maybe you write a couple of notes in your phone of what tomorrow is going to look like, and you do it all over again. And you had a day where you were present when you needed to be present for yourself in the morning. You were present and intentional when you needed to be present and intentional when you were at work. And then you're present with your family and your friends and your life afterwards. And then you're able to turn it all off. And the anxiety that we all have, the stress that we all have, the uncertainty, the just not knowing. All of the levels of those things go down because you're focused, you're intentional, and you're present. And you have a plan. And you have a framework that gives you a lot of leeway on how to have your day. So, I always like to say, there's no perfection. Progression over perfection. So take the framework of 8484. Get your pad out, break it down, and start filling it in. You'd be surprised what will come up. And everyone's will be different. There's no right way to do it. So, 8484. Go make your perfect day. So that's more of an instructional one.